Some people believe that if they do wrong and nothing happens right away, then God must not be watching. They think silence means approval. They believe a delay in consequences means they've escaped. But tonight, let me tell you a story that proves something very different. There was a man who was respected in his community. He spoke well, dressed sharp, and had a way of making people trust him instantly. But behind closed doors, he was a predator in a suit. He cheated people out of what was rightfully theirs. He lied without blinking an eye. He destroyed lives, tore families apart, and simply called it business. When anyone dared to question his methods, he would laugh it off. He'd say, "God." If God cared about any of this, don't you think he would have stopped me by now? And year after year, nothing happened. He just kept getting away with it. The people he hurt, they cried in private. Some lost their homes, the very foundation of their lives. Some lost their dignity, forced into situations they never imagined. And some, they lost hope altogether. They prayed. They waited. They looked up at the heavens and wondered if justice had completely forgotten them. And the man, he just grew richer, more powerful. His arrogance swelled with every dollar he stole. People around town started to whisper, "Well, I guess he got away with it." It seemed like evil had won. His success made him careless. He started to mock God openly now, not just in private conversations. He called faith a crutch for the weak. He said morals were for fools who didn't know how to get ahead in the world. He put his trust in his bank account more than he ever considered truth. He valued his powerful connections far more than righteousness. And still, through all of this, God remained silent. But we must remember this: silence does not mean absence. Years passed. The victims, the ones he had cast aside, slowly began to rebuild their lives. It was hard. Some stopped talking about what happened, trying to bury the pain. Others came to believe that justice was a fairy tale, something that would never come for them in this lifetime. But what they didn't know, what no one could see, was that every lie was being recorded. Every stolen dollar was remembered. Every tear that fell was counted. Because God never forgets. He only waits for the perfect time. Then, one ordinary day, a forgotten document resurfaced. It wasn't dramatic. There were no flashing lights, no loud alarms. It was just a quiet little piece of paper, a single thread of truth quietly returning to the light. But that one piece of evidence led to another, and that one led to another. It was like a domino effect, slow at first, but then gaining momentum. The high walls this man had built with his lies began to shake. The foundation he thought was so solid started to crack. Suddenly, the same people who had praised him were the first to question him. The power he trusted so deeply, the connections he had nurtured, couldn't protect him. His immense wealth couldn't buy silence anymore. His influence, once so mighty, was powerless to stop the flood of truth that was coming. And then everything fell at once. His reputation shattered. His freedom taken away. His control gone. The man who once mocked God now stood completely and utterly alone, with nothing and no one. Justice took years to arrive, but it came right on time. It didn't come because the victims were powerful or because the system was perfect. It came because God is faithful. So let this story be a warning to all who hear it. God's silence is not his approval. God's delay is not his denial. You might be able to outrun people. You might be able to silence your victims for a season, but you cannot escape the truth, and you cannot mock God forever. Choose righteousness while there is still time, because justice always arrives, and it always belongs to God. Thank you for listening.